Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. On this channel I make videos about parenthood. We do cloth diapers and floor beds, and we're really into Montessori. My goal on this channel is to show parents that you don't have to do everything the way that it is presented to us in traditional media, that there are other options out there, and that it doesn't make you like a weird or crunchy or different, that there's so many parents out there that are doing things differently as well. So I just want to be a resource for parents to come and find alternative ways to do things throughout their parenting journey, whether that's sleep or starting solids or diapering or whatever it is. I just want to give parents some knowledge on some different ways to do things. So today's video is in a little bit of a series I'm doing. I'll link the previous video I did, which was the things I will be doing the same with baby number 2. This video is going to be things that I'm going to be doing differently with baby number 2, or things that I wish I did different with my first one. So let's just get into it. I have my list down here as always. Again, this is in no particular order. It's just the order that I thought of them and I wrote them down. So first thing on my list, just start from the beginning before the baby's even born. I'm not gonna bring as many things to the hospital. I'm not gonna put as many things in my hospital bag as I did the first time around, which is, I feel like, a pretty common thing that moms say after they have their first baby. You don't really know what the hospital is going to give you, and you just feel like you need all this stuff. The only thing I used in my hospital bag was a swaddle blanket, and I didn't even swaddle him. I just used it like to wrap him up kind of, or to use as like a burp cloth for me. Used one swaddle blanket. We were there for 24 hours only, so I used one swaddle blanket. I got a 6-foot like power cords, because sometimes the outlets are like further back, so that I could charge my phone. And I brought my own hospital gown, not completely necessary, but I thought it was fun. And then I brought socks with grippies, which they do give you, so I didn't even need those, but they were like fuzzy and it was just fun to have my own. But and then my water bottle, but again, they gave me a cup too, so I didn't even need that. He didn't wear any clothes the whole time. I mean, I guess he wore clothes home, so like one outfit, maybe two, just in case. But I just brought so much stuff. I brought like a million diapers that they were way too big, so they didn't even fit him, so I had to use the hospitals. I brought like a bunch of like pads and stuff for myself, and they just give it all to you. And I was like, well, I want to use my like organic pads and all this stuff, but like, I don't know, maybe you're different, but I just couldn't even be. It is just like, you just don't care at the moment. Like, it's just like you're just trying to survive in the moment. Not to sound dramatic, but I just didn't use that stuff. I used it when I got home, and I even used the hospital sends you home with the remainder of the stuff, and you continued to use what they gave me at home. I thought I wasn't going to, but I did. So there's that. The next thing on my list that I wish I didn't do and that I'm gonna do differently is I bought a crib and I set it up before he was even born, and then we never used it once. You guys, not once did he sleep in that crib. Not even for a second, for a picture, a nap, never. And so I just sold it, and it was a beautiful, expensive kid from West Elm, an expensive crib from West Elm, a mid-century modern, beautiful. I always wanted it. I dreamed of having my baby in it, and then we never used it because we bed share. So with the next baby, what I want to do instead of buying a crib is I want to just get either a crib mattress or some size twin mattress on the floor from the beginning, and have them get used to taking naps and whatever in their own space, and a floor bed instead of a crib. So that's one thing. Another thing was, I wish that I focused less on the eat, play, sleep cycle. That's just what I thought you were supposed to do. I thought that was the best option, and I just wish I didn't stress about it so much, because I remember him being just such a newborn baby, and even a few months old and being like, he kind of is acting like he's hungry, but like he has to eat and play and go to sleep in this certain order. And I just wish I started like truly feeding on demand like earlier. And so that's one thing I'm going to do with the next baby is I'm not going to stress that schedule that maybe works for some people, but I'm just going to start feeding on demand as much and as frequently as they want from the very beginning. Another thing having to do with kind of schedules and all of that is I'm not going to stress awake windows. I still have a hard time with this and I'm still working on it at almost, just over a year old. But every baby's awake windows are so different, and I accepted that and kind of was like, okay, well maybe he's gonna be awake for longer or shorter than like the average baby at that time, and I was pretty good at that. But I still was just like, well, he has to, like, this is what his awake window is an hour and a half, and I don't know. I think it's good to have somewhat of an idea so that you're like in the ballpark, but more just going off of their sleepy cues. So anyways, I just didn't know that from the beginning. And so with baby number 2, just from the start, I'm just going to be aware of that sleepy cues are more important. Them actually being tired is more important than when you think they should be asleep, or the awake windows and all that stuff. So next thing on my list is to not be worried about having a freezer stash of milk, of breast milk. So I was breastfeeding and I don't know, I thought I needed I didn't think I needed to have a crazy amount of stashed milk, but I thought, at least like a day or two. And I got that. I did have probably a 3 days maybe worth of breast milk in the freezer. And then he never used it, and then it expired, and then I had to just get rid of it. So I didn't have a deep freezer, just a regular freezer, so that's 6 months that it can be frozen. And I didn't even have to worry about it. I didn't need any of that stress or to think that I needed all of that milk. I always just fed him on demand. I mean, if you have to go back to work and you have to have a family member or a nanny watch your baby, then I think it's nice to have a day or two's worth, but that's all you need. You don't need to go crazy like people make it look like you do when they show their freezers full of breast milk. It's just not necessary, because you need the first day's worth, and then while you're away from them, you're going to be pumping to replenish it. So you really only need a day's worth. So anyways, I'm just not even going to worry about that with baby number 2. If a situation comes up where I know I'm going to be leaving them, then I'll try to get ahead of it and kind of do extra pumping or whatever, but it doesn't have to be a big deal. So anyways, the next thing on my list is to not give a pacifier or a bottle until 6 weeks, and maybe not at all, honestly. With our son, we did wait until 4 weeks. Which is good, and he had no problems, but just from the research I've done now, I would like to wait until 6 weeks if we do a binky or a bottle of any kind next time. And I honestly would love to just not do it at all. That was the plan with our son, but then he just I could tell he just wanted to I don't know, he wanted to suck more, and I felt like he was getting frustrated because he didn't want milk, but he wanted to suck, so we'd let him suck on our pinky, and then I was like, I can't just let him suck on our pinky forever, let's just try the binky. And then it was just so helpful having him go to sleep, but I think it was because I put him on this weird schedule of that he woke up and ate and then played, and then it wasn't enough time, especially when he was younger, to when he wanted to go back to sleep, for him to nurse to sleep again, because I already fed him when he just woke up, and then so he wasn't hungry, but he wanted to suck because that's what's biologically normal. So, because I put him on this weird schedule. So I feel like if I don't stress that eat, play, sleep cycle, then, maybe it will just get into a better groove of us not even needing a binky in the first place. I don't know. They're not bad. Like I said, my son used one. Just kind of a thing where it's an extra thing, and I had to keep track of it, and you have to have it clipped and cleaned, and I don't know. It just would probably be nice they're definitely nice to have. I don't know. So there's pros and cons to having one or not having one, but we'll see. But I definitely want to wait until the 6-week mark with baby number 2. I have 2 more things on the list. The next thing is that I want to have less newborn size clothes. I had way too many newborn size clothes. And the thing with newborn size clothes is, for my son at least, I feel like they were way too big for him. And then they fit him for like, seriously, like a week, and then they outgrew them already. It's such a fast growth phase that like, I feel like you could have like a few things in that size, and then it's not like, I just had way too much stuff that he never even wore. And another thing is he was so just in a diaper, like just skin to skin in a diaper, like all of the time except for sleeping at night for like 4 weeks of his life. So that's probably another reason why he didn't really fit and get a chance to wear a lot of his newborn stuff. So next time around, I'm not even gonna stress about having too many of the newborn size clothes. The last thing on my list that I wanna do different with baby number 2 is I want to start elimination communication like as soon as we're like in our groove, probably around like 4 weeks. We did cloth diapers with our first baby. I plan to do it with the second, and I didn't start those until probably like 4 or probably 5 weeks old, 5 or 6 weeks old, because I didn't get any of the newborn size, so they needed to fit him. And kind of just those first few weeks, you're just like healing still from giving birth and just figuring it all out and resting, and didn't want to worry about the cloth diapers. So I think probably around the same time, around a month old, we'll start the cloth diapers, and I want to do the elimination communication just right off the bat. I still haven't started it with my son, but it's never too late to start. So I want to start soon. I just have to wait until I can get him like a potty and stuff. But yeah, I can make a video about oh my gosh, I can't say it. Elimination Communication, EC. If you're curious more about what it is or how to start it or anything like that, I've done a lot of research into it, and I just think it's so amazing and just seems like a great alternative, kind of an alternative to potty training, kind of just like a lifestyle. So yeah, I really want to do that with our second baby, just like right away. So those are all of the things that I am going to be doing differently with baby number 2. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more videos like this. I'm gonna be making more videos like this, talking about parenthood and alternative ways to do things, and just showing bits and pieces of my life. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you subscribed. Thank you so much for watching again, and I look forward to making another video for you soon. Thanks, bye.